Good afternoon, everybody. How is all my wonderful subscribers and viewers out there doing today? I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend. It's Nikki D, and welcome back to the Nikki D channel. Today, we're going to be doing WWE Top 10 Rivals, episode 11. And in today's episode, we'll be focusing on Booyaka Booyaka 619, Booyaka Booyaka Rey Mysterio. And yeah, he's got a lot of rivals. We're going to dive into my opinion of his top 10 rivals of all time. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and smash that subscribe button so you could be notified of when I drop my next video. Without further ado, let's get to number 10, Big Show. Rey Mysterio and Big Show went one-on-one on several occasions. They went one-on-one on the March 18, 2004 edition of SmackDown. They also went one-on-one on the November 29, 2005 edition of SmackDown as well. And who can forget in 2003 when Big Show hospitalized Rey Mysterio by taking the stretcher that Rey Mysterio was laying on and slamming it into the steel post of the ring. These two were the epitome of David versus Goliath. Big Show weighing in at 500 pounds, Rey Mysterio only 175 pounds. But these two gelled well in the ring. Big Show had the power. Rey Mysterio had the incredible high-flying ability. And yeah, when it comes down to rivalries, these two really hated each other between 2003 and 2005. Number 9, Alberto Del Rio. Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio have a lot of history between the two. They went one-on-one on the January 13th, 2014 edition of Raw, January 17th edition of SmackDown, January 20th edition of Raw. This was on almost every single show in January of 2024. Not to mention, even back in 2010, at tables, ladders, and chairs, when they were involved in the fatal four-way match for the World Heavyweight Championship along with Kane and Edge. Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio was a great rivalry in WWE. You had the babyface, high-flying Rey Mysterio, and you had the bad guy, sneaky heel tactics of Alberto Del Rio. These two gelled exceptionally well together, and Alberto Del Rio's career wouldn't have been what it was without Rey Mysterio. Number 8, Undertaker. Rey Mysterio and Undertaker went one-on-one on the April 3rd, 2003 edition of SmackDown, back when The Undertaker was the American Badass gimmick. And even then, these two gelled excellently in the ring together. They were both in the prime of their careers at the time, and it was a wonderful match. They also went one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship at the 2010 Royal Rumble pay-per-view that Rey Mysterio earned a number one contendership match by beating the Animal Batista to get to the Royal Rumble. And this match was a very good match. Rey Mysterio busted open The Undertaker early in the match. He had The Undertaker on the ropes, tried to deliver a 619 a couple of times, but one springboard attack too many led to a last ride. The Undertaker retaining the World Heavyweight Championship. But still, these two together in the ring was legendary. Number 7, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio in 2020 was about as brutal as you could get. Whether we're talking about their no-holds-barred match on the November 13th, 2020 edition of SmackDown, or we're talking about the Eye for an Eye Extreme Rules 2020 horror show. These two were brutal in the ring, and even when it was a tag team match when Ray was teaming up with his son Dominic to take on Seth Rollins and Murphy. It was still a clinic in wrestling. These two are great in the ring together. Rey Mysterio always brings that high-flying ability that only Ray can do, and Seth Rollins is just calculated. He can get a good match out of a broom. Let's be honest, he's Seth freaking Rollins. But these two definitely did wonders for each other, and Seth Rollins probably wouldn't have became World Heavyweight Championship if he didn't feud with Rey Mysterio. So yeah, Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio were definitely next level in 2020. Number 6, Great Khali. Rey Mysterio and Great Khali worked so well together because of their size difference. Great Khali wasn't a great wrestler, but he was great in this role. He was great as playing the monster to try to destroy Rey Mysterio. I still have memories of the Great Khali trying to squash Rey Mysterio's head with his bare hands. They went one-on-one on the May 12, 2006 edition on SmackDown, and these two men were just next level. We got to see the destruction of the Great Khali, and we got to see the high-flying ability of Rey Mysterio in this match. A true David versus Goliath feud between these two. And while I wouldn't rank Great Khali on a lot of my lists, this is one where I could, because like I said, I still have memories of Great Khali squashing Rey Mysterio's head. Ooh. Number 5, Samoa Joe. Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe in 2019 was next level. Samoa Joe was great at being able to play the bully in this storyline. The way that Samoa Joe squashed Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 35 for the United States Championship was next level. Like, Samoa Joe was here to prove that he could handle Rey Mysterio anytime, anywhere. They went one-on-one on the April 29th, 2019 edition of Monday Night Raw. And they also went one-on-one at Money in the Bank in 2019. This rivalry was next level. Samoa Joe was excellent at being able to just dominate Rey Mysterio, so that when Rey Mysterio was finally able to conquer the mountain that was Samoa Joe, it was that much more gratifying. Number 4, Batista. Rey Mysterio and Batista in 2009-2010 was next level. They went one-on-one on the October 2009 edition of SmackDown. They went one-on-one at Survivor Series in 2009. And who could forget their steel cage match that they had on the January 15th, 2010 edition of Friday Night SmackDown. This rivalry was just Batista finally snapping, breaking into his own, finally focusing on himself here, and he had no problem taking out Rey Mysterio. He had no problem trying to take the mask off of Rey Mysterio. There was no levels that Batista wouldn't snoop to in order to get back another World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. And the rivalry that these two had will probably never be duplicated. Rey Mysterio and Batista was always a wonderful match to watch. These two never had a bad match. Number 3, Kane. Rey Mysterio and Kane between 2008 and 2010 was another one of those David versus Goliath situations. They went one-on-one on the September 15th, 2008 edition of Monday Night Raw. They went one-on-one in a no-holds-barred match at Cyber Sunday in 2008. And they also went one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam in 2010. Kane and Rey Mysterio was a carbon copy of Great Khali, of Big Show. David versus Goliath. Again, Kane was really good with the power, while Rey Mysterio was able to throw his opponent off by flying through the air like only Rey can. And that really helped Rey tackle a lot of monsters in WWE, especially Kane. And Rey Mysterio and Kane was always a great match to see. They both were sound wrestlers, and they both knew how to put on a classic. Rey Mysterio and Kane's rivalry was definitely the best rivalry of 2010. Number 2, Dominic Mysterio. Father and son, they were the first father and son team to ever win the tag team titles. And then Dominic betrayed Rey Mysterio and joined the Judgment Day, which ended up culminating to a match between Dominic and Rey Mysterio going one-on-one at WrestleMania 39. And honestly, these two were wonderful in the ring together. Dominic was able to sell so well for his dad, and Rey Mysterio can always put on a show, doesn't matter the opponent. And just to see these two go one-on-one, their rivalry still goes strong today. Every time they're in the ring together, they're always at each other's throats. This rivalry has so much more to tell as well. I do think it's going to be the greatest Rey Mysterio rivalry of 2020. And it's number 2 on my list of Rey Mysterio's greatest rivals. Only 2. Number 1, Eddie Guerrero. Guerrero and Rey Mysterio were like peanut butter and jelly in the 90s and 2000s. These two went one-on-one in a title versus mask match at WCW's Halloween Havoc in 1997. These two also went one-on-one at WrestleMania 21. And who could forget about the custody of Dominic ladder match at SummerSlam of 2005? These two were wonderful together because they were both great at high flying. They were both great at being fast. They were both great at being sneaky, especially Eddie. And when these two got in the ring, they were so familiar with each other that they were constantly countering each other's moves, which made it that much more of a stalemate between these two. And it was wonderful wrestling to watch. And that and so many other reasons is why Eddie Guerrero is Rey Mysterio's greatest rival. And that was WWE Top 10 Rivals, episode 11. Featuring Booyaka Booyaka 619, Booyaka Booyaka Rey Mysterio. I hope all of y'all wonderful people are loving the content. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. We're going to be having Tennessee Volunteer recaps, college football recaps, definitely coming at you before the weekend's end. And other than that, I've been Nikki D. This is the Nikki D channel, and I hope all of y'all amazing people have a wonderful day. Bye, y'all.